Good morning. Good morning. It's your girl Ayana Peterson, the Thrifting Diva, and welcome to my live. Thanks for stopping in. If you're watching this on the replay, hello, hello. Today I want to start with a quote, and it's the title of this video, and it costs $0 to romanticize your life. And here's what I mean by that, because obviously on this channel we talk about a luxe lifestyle on a budget, and it's called a budget, but it's also called luxe lifestyle. I'm getting ready for work, so don't mind me as I do what I got to do here. But it costs $0 to actually um, feel sometimes live a luxurious life. And what I mean by that is we have to be intentional about the moments that we are spending. I'm gonna just do a quick put on some quick things for while I get ready, and we can talk about this. But it costs $0 to do some of those intentional things. Now, obviously, we need money to live, to function, to enjoy the niceties of life. But in this video, I want to talk about some of the things that you can do for yourself that honestly cost $0 and that you can still feel um, luxurious, can still feel like you're living in the moment, can still feel as though things are really not that bad, especially when you're having sometimes a hard day or hard week or just things are not going well for you. So, one of the things that I definitely love doing is when I come home in the evenings, um, turning down the big lights. Turning down those big lights, the overhead lights. I work in an office, and the harsh lights in the office already get definitely gets me annoyed. And I'm not allowed to turn it down in my office space because it's everyone shares the one switch. But in my home, one of the luxuries I love coming in, and if all the lights are on, especially in the bedroom, I like to turn down the big lights and then light a candle. When I say that little moment is, I honestly feel like I can be transported away so easily without not doing anything different, but turning down the big lights. Let me know in the comments if you've one of those people who are big lights, meaning the lights over on the ceiling, or you're about the lamps. In my bedroom, I have a lot of lamps because for me, that is peace, that's luxury, that's intentional moments of just like slowing down in general. That I can take my time and enjoy my time in my bedroom without feeling as though I'm in an office space or if I'm the glare of lights. So for me, that is romanticizing my life at $0. So if you have a candle at home and you just bring it into that space, turn on a lamp and then light a candle, and you can see how quickly, easily you feel in doing that. It is such an amazing experience that you do feel like you spend money to be in that moment. That's one of those things that I talk about. Another thing that you can do, and I'm talking to purely my women um, in their 40s with busy lives, career, kids, all the things going on, and that you feel like, you know what, I have to run away and get a vacation. Sometimes that vacation is right in your home. And that spa is right in your home. And talking about spa, when you come home and you're doing your skincare routine, taking those extra 5 minutes of no one bothering you in your bathroom to do a longer cleanse of the skin, $0. Okay, whatever cleanser you have at home already, just take an extra 5 minutes. I always say time is luxury. And one of the things that I would love, love, love is to make enough money that I can use more time to that I can do these things at my leisure. I don't have to rush and do them in the evenings. I don't have to rush and do them in the mornings before I go to work. That when I make enough money, I could create the time. I think that's the biggest thing you get when you have money. But until then, you can use whatever little time you have. Um, and that is an extra 5 minutes in the evenings when you're washing off the day, and you just take 5 extra minutes and just put some music on and just be in that moment. And you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to book a spa treatment for that. You have to do is run the water, throw on your favorite cleanser, and take an extra time to do that. I find that that could be such a lux moment, that there are times when I'm doing it and I just kind of lose myself. You could think about the day, you could think about the evening, you could just say your own you can meditate at that moment, you can say your affirmations, but whatever you do, it's your time, and that you're giving back to your skin by doing a cleanser. So one of my tips I would give is that use your cleansing routine as a time to have a lux moment without having to spend money. Let me know in the comments if there are other things that you do that doesn't cost you a dime, but definitely feels luxurious. Another thing that I would talk about is that having just a clean space can be just as luxurious. Cooking a meal, your favorite meal at home. And when I say your favorite, not just feeling like you're cooking because you have to cook, but cooking something that you spend a lot of money when you go out, but you've cooked it at home. And the time it takes to bring that meal together can feel luxurious. One, you're going to definitely be saving money at the same time, but I promise you, that meal can feel even more luxurious than if you were going out and spending all the money for it, looking for parking, driving to get there, the waiting if there's any wait, and then being around other people. Because for me, sometimes it is about being around myself alone, or the people at home, and not having to worry about everybody else in general. So I would say, try cooking a meal at home. It's a really good way of um, bringing a luxe moment right to your doorsteps and you being a part of it. It's the intentionality. It's the, okay, this is what I want to do for myself, and doing it. Easier things to do is go for a walk, clear your head, go for a walk. You can drive to a very scenic area and just take a nice walk, or you can just walk outside your door if it's in a nice, quiet area, and just go for a walk. Not everything needs $1,000 plane trip to enjoy amongst us. One of the things that I realized when I was in Japan recently is that just you doing the simple things around us, meaning going for a walk, eating a very inexpensive meal, was luxurious. I had posted on one of my social media accounts that I think like it was the second day I was in Japan. We went to dinner, and it was a definitely a hole in the wall, nothing fancy at all. But I had ordered steamed white rice. And it was, I think, honestly, it was like about $2 for this rice. But it tasted so amazing. And I said to, I videotaped that moment because I said, this steamed white rice was probably the best thing I eaten all day, and it was $2, right? And it was so simple. It was steamed white rice. It was so simple. It tasted so amazing. But that to me was luxury. Like, I didn't need a 10 course omakase meal. I didn't need a $400 Wagyu beef. I didn't need at that in that moment. It, of course, I will never turn those down as well. But I'm just saying that if money is an issue for you at this time, or you don't want to spend it, then it is okay to enjoy the simple things and see them as luxury as well, and not feel as though it is important or necessary that you have to brag about how much money it costs on the high end to validate that it's luxury, and to validate that that is exactly what we are looking for when we say, oh, you're living big, you're living it up, you're enjoying life. um, I feel like we tend to think that the only way luxury can be appreciated is if we've spent an arm and a leg. And now, if you have the money to spend an arm and a leg, and for you, luxury is spending an arm and a leg, go for it. But for me, one, I don't have the money to spend an arm and a leg on certain things, but I've also come to understand and appreciate the other things in life that can just be as luxurious without having to spend an arm and a leg. Let me know in the comments if that is, you know, like that makes sense to you, or if you're one of those people who, for you, it is about the money and how much it costs and where it's going for you to say it's luxury. Um, Going back to Japan, the other thing that I really, really, what Japan really taught me again about luxury on a budget, or in a way that we could think about it differently, was the fact that these simple things don't have to be loud. They don't have to be, they can be super quiet in the sense that you don't have to brag about it. It could be something just as an internal mental shift in you that is luxury. And what I mean by that is that, um, I remember going to one of the temples in Japan. It was a Sunday morning and there was pretty much no one around, but it was so quiet. And in that moment, I was able to just kind of slow, like, I felt like the world and the earth and everything and time slowed down, while I was able to really think about what I wanted to do for the rest of the day, what I wanted to accomplish that week, what things that I have set up for the rest of my time in Japan. Because I was there on business as well and pleasure. But for me, I don't know, there was just a moment where I just felt like time had slowed down. And remember what I said in the beginning of this video, that I feel like the one thing that if I were to become wealthy, the one thing I would appreciate the most in that is not necessarily just buying anything I want, but it's the luxury of time. I do feel that when you are wealthy, you are able to claim back some of those times that, for those who can't afford everyone to do something for us, that wealthy people can outsource some of the mundane things that we have to do ourselves. And so they get back time. And in that time, they can use it to think, they can use it to relax, they can use it to just, um, you know, be in the moment. Whereas when you have to, work 9 to 5, you have kids, you have hubbies, you have sports, you have all these different things that you have to do and attend to, that the luxury of time really feels like you're getting the short end of the stick. So in Japan, though, one of the things that I did feel is that almost like time slowed down. And I don't know what that was. I mean, I've been chasing that high since I've come back. And one of the reasons I'm talking to my husband, like, I want to go back there. And I think one of the big reasons I want to go back is because I feel like time slowed down, or I made my I made myself slow down. I don't know what it was, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can duplicated here back in the States, but it has just been something that has been weighing on me heavily. And so, one of the things that I keep thinking about is like, okay, while I'm back here, how can I duplicate those efforts? How can I romanticize my life again for $0 with time? And so trying to figure out the things that I can do for free here that really allows me to live in the moment and to just absolutely feel as though I'm living a luxe lifestyle, but not having to spend money or not feeling as though I'm missing out because I'm not spending money on it. Now, another thing that I would say is that in romanticizing your life for $0, it allows you to become more intentional because now you really have to think about it. Like, what am I doing with my time? What am I doing each day to just bring some real joy and lux? Are we getting up, just doing the run of the mill and just going, 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 and not slowing down at any moment? And now, yes, as we go back into the fact that we may not have the time to slow down for an hour or two, can we take 10 minutes where we say, this is my luxurious moment? And what am I doing in that? Am I having a cup of tea? Am I having a cup of coffee? Am I having a glass of wine with no interruptions? No, you're not surfing the web, you're not doing anything but enjoying and intentional and being intentional in that moment. And that to me is the romanticizing of our life, where we're not being pulled in many places, but we are intentional of what is happening in that moment. And I'm trying to do that as best as I can, where I take 5 to 10 minutes and hopefully each month I can increase that time from to an hour at once a day where I'm not doing anything, where I am thinking and that's it. I am, just relaxing and not feeling as though I am stressed for it. And I'm not talking about right before you go to bed. Like that's to me, that's given, right? Like right before you go to bed, you should be winding down, right? I'm thinking in the middle of the day where I can get up out of my desk from work and have a walk and just think. I'm starting a new job in July, and one of the things that I am really, really excited about is that my job has a gym inside in the building. And one of the things I'm really excited about is being able to go to the gym in the middle of the day. And because of the type of job I do, where it's encouraged that you go to the gym, right? And in the military, we got to keep fit, and it's encouraged that you do go to the gym during the day. And I have been looking forward to this process for so long, for the last 6 months, knowing that this gym, a really good gym, is inside. Now, for me, it won't cost me any money. It doesn't cost me any money to use this gym. It's part of, being in the military. And so that's for me. I know for everyone, it's not going to be the same because gyms do cost. However, it is going to be for me that moment where I'm like, ooh, an hour to get away, work out, and then come back to work in the middle of the day. So I'm not using up time before or after. And I'm excited about this. Like I've gotten a promotion. And so for me, that would be an opportunity for 60 minutes a day to really just be intentional in that moment and just think about whatever it is I want to think about at that time without feeling the pressures of life or being feeling the pressures of time that I need to hurry up and finish something. And so I leave this with you today as you go about your day, or if you're on the replay watching, that you figure out ways that you can romanticize your life for $0 and be intentional about it. Give it as, make it a challenge for you. Make it however it is that you want to do this. Make a challenge, write it down, figure out just some small ways that you can romanticize your life without spending a dollar. Like that's the challenge. You cannot spend any money on this, or if it is that it's so minimal that you don't even think about it. So I want that to be the challenge because I do really, really believe that we all deserve, right? Not we can, but we deserve to live a luxe life on a budget. And it doesn't mean that just because we don't have the funds, the monetary funds, that we should miss out on those small things in life. That just makes us feel whole and good inside. And so I leave this with you today, that you can romanticize your life for zero. But that is definitely something that I want you to take with you today. Hello. I've never been, but I feel they have a sense of peace and they do not hurry time. Asians know how to enjoy the moment. At times, during dinner, they take the time to enjoy food and fashion. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Yeah, and I think what and I that's what I've been chasing since I've came back to Japan. Not feeling like, I honestly feel rushed for everything. My husband will tell you that I do, like, ugh, and I do need to figure out a way to really kind of break down that the need to move to the next thing without intentionally enjoying the thing that I'm in right now. Well, I am heading to work because I'm not rich. And I need to get to work. But I hope you have a good day. If you just joined, replay the video. And if you are about finding tips to live that luxury life, whether it be with fashion, skincare, lifestyle, home, all of that, that's what this channel is going to give you. So hopefully you can subscribe, and when I go live again, you'll be notified. All right, well, enjoy the day, and as always, stay luxe. Bye.